Hello everybody, I am E. Krishna Rao Patro, Associate Professor in the Department of CSE from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering College, Hyderabad. So today we will see the definition terminology of Module 4th, where we will talk about the trees and graphs. So in the previous session we have seen the details about the trees and graphs. Now we will see only the definitions and terminologies related to trees and graph. First we will see what is tree. Because most of the time in exam they may ask a question, what is tree? Then you have to write in a simplified form with a diagrammatic representation. A tree is a non-linear data structure where data elements are in a hierarchical order. A tree can be empty with no child also. Remember, a tree can be represented in a non-linear pattern where it can have set of nodes with parent-child relationship. And you observe this tree here. For every tree, there is a starting point. That starting point is called parent. So here P is my parent or root. This is the starting point, that is called root node. And for every parent node, there will be child. And remember, when I say tree, a tree can have any number of nodes and a node can have any number of child nodes. There is no restriction. So, whenever there is no restriction, that tree also known as general tree. That tree also known as general tree. Now, the connection between the parent node and child node is called edge. This is now edge. Now, P is the parent, Q and R are the two child. Similarly, here Q is the parent, A and B are the two child. Similarly, R is the parent, C and D are the two child nodes. Now, here A and B are sibling nodes, also known as sibling nodes, because both belongs to same parent. Similarly, here C and D are the siblings. C and D are sibling because both belongs to same parent. Whereas B and C, they are not siblings. They are simply child nodes. Okay. Now, A child is L and L having the three child E, F, G. A node can have any number of child. There is no restriction for a tree. Whereas when there is a restriction, then the tree will be have different name. Similarly here, H and I are the also child node of, and H having no child, I having no child, then those nodes are called leaf nodes. A node which having no node at all, no child node at all, then that node is called leaf node. Similarly here, if you observe here, E is a child node or leaf node, F is also leaf node, G also leaf node, H is a leaf node, I is a leaf node. So this is the way you can represent through a general diagram. Next question they may ask, what is binary tree? So in the previous question you have seen what is tree. Now we are saying what is a binary tree. Remember, binary tree is a specialized version of tree. A binary tree is a tree where each node having at most two children. Underline the word at most two children. That means a node can have either 0 or 1 or 2 child only. You cannot have 3 or you cannot have 4. At most 2. A binary tree is a tree type, non-linear data structure with a maximum of 2 children for each parent. So, a parent node can have at most 2 children only. Every node in a binary tree has left and right reference along with the data element. So, along with the data element, you can have left reference as well as right reference. The node at the top of the hierarchy is called root node. So, sometimes they may ask a question, how many root nodes will be there in a tree? Answer is only one root node. Because only one starting point for every tree. The node that holds other subnodes are called parent nodes. So here, every root node is a parent node, but every parent node is not a root node. Every root node is a parent node, but every parent nodes are not root nodes. Reverse is not true. Similarly here, if you observe here, this is the root, whereas this is the parental, but not root, parent. Similarly, this is also parent. And this is your, there is no child. So when a node having no child, then that is only leaf node. So this way you can differentiate. So most of the time in exam they may ask a question, what is binary tree? Then you should say a binary tree is a tree where each node is having at most 2 children only. Or in a simple form you can say a binary tree is also a non-linear data structure. So always represent through a diagram. The diagram speaks lot. Next, they may ask another question. List out the application of tree data structure. That means where exactly trees are useful in the day-to-day life. Generally, those data structures are used to represent your arithmetic expression. So arithmetic expression you can represent in terms of a tree. For example, I may say 5 plus 2 into 3. This is my arithmetic expression. Now I can represent using tree. 5 plus, now 2 is another node, 3 is another node. Now star, that means 2 into 3. Whatever the result comes, you are adding with this. So that means 5 plus 2 into 3. 5 plus 2 into 3. So every arithmetic expression you can represent through a tree form. Now here, this is parent node and this is child node. Similarly here, or you can write like this: 5, the value, plus star 2 and 3. You can represent like this. Okay. So that means here it is acting as a my root, and 5, and here 2 into 3. So whatever the result comes, that result is added with 5. So this is also an example of a arithmetic, means arithmetic expression can be represented using binary tree. Similarly, symbol table also uses tree. Syntax analysis, while analyzing the syntax, there also internally it uses binary tree. Similarly, representation of a computer file system. In a computer file system, there are a lot of files are there. So there will be one parent folder. Under the parent folder, there will be subparent, means subfolders. Under the subfolder, there will be some lot of files. So that also follows a tree structure. Similarly, networks to find the best path in the internet, that also can be represented through binary tree or normal tree pattern. So they are the various applications of tree data structure. Next, they may ask, what do you mean by a complete binary tree? Every tree is having some specific conditions. A complete binary tree is also a binary tree, where a complete binary tree is a binary tree in which all levels are completely filled except possibly the lowest one, and which one is filled from the left. So in a complete binary tree, you will have set of nodes which is filling level by level. This is 0th level, this is the first level, this is the second level, and which is filling from left to right. So please understand the word. A complete binary tree is a binary tree in which all levels are completely filled except possibly the lowest one. The lowest one may be filled or may not be filled. So here, if you observe here, 4, 5, 6, but here 3's right is not filled at all. So it is almost filling, almost filled. A complete binary tree is just like a full binary tree, but with two major difference. What are the two difference? All the leaf element must be towards from left to right, and the last leaf element might not have a right sibling. That is, a complete binary tree does not have to be a full binary tree. That means every full binary tree is a complete binary tree. So it is a complete binary tree. For example, they may ask A, B, C. Is it a complete binary tree? Yes, it is a complete binary tree. Is it a full binary tree? Yes, it is a full binary tree also. Sometime, so it is a complete binary tree. They may ask like this: A, B, C, D, and E. Now they may ask a question: is it a binary tree? Yes, it is a binary tree, no doubt. Is it a complete binary tree? No, it is not a complete binary tree, because without filling left of B, it has come to C's left and right. So it is not a complete binary tree, because complete binary tree says that the last leaf element must not have a right siblings. The complete binary tree does not have to be a full binary tree, and all leaf must lean towards left. All leaf lean towards left. That means it should come from left side, but it is coming from right. So it is not a complete binary tree. It is simply a binary tree. Okay. So this type of question they may ask. Similarly, they may ask, what is a full binary tree? A full binary tree can be defined as a binary tree in which all the nodes have either 0 or 2 children. A full binary tree has every level full. That means every level must be filled. First level is full, second level is full, third level is full, fourth level also full. If anything is missing in any level, then that is not a full binary tree. It is simply a binary tree only. So in a full binary tree, it will be filling the nodes from level by level as well as from left to right, and every level must be full. So that means if I say A, B, C, is it a full binary tree? Yes, it is a full binary tree. If I say A, B, C, D, is it a full binary tree? No, it is not a full binary tree. It is a binary tree as well as complete binary tree, but not full binary tree. But if I say E, is it a full binary tree? No, it is also not a full binary tree. It is a only complete binary tree. Similarly, if I say F, it is a complete binary tree. But if I say G, yes, it is a complete binary tree. At the same time, full binary tree also, because every level is filled. Every level is filled. So in a full binary tree, every level must have full, as well as every node must have 0 or 2 children. Single child is not allowed in a full binary tree. So you must be very careful about which is full binary tree, which is complete binary tree, and how both are different from each other. And remember, they may ask another question also. A, B, C, and D. Is it a binary tree? Yes, it is a binary tree. Is it a complete binary tree? Yes, it is a complete binary tree. Is it a full binary tree? No, not a full binary tree. Not a full binary tree. Next, they may ask a question, what is a perfect binary tree? Remember, every perfect binary tree is a full binary tree. Every perfect binary tree is a full binary tree. Full binary tree. A binary tree is a perfect binary tree in which all the internal nodes have 2 children and all leaf nodes must be in the same level. All leaf nodes must be in the same level, and every internal node will have 2 children. All leaf nodes must be in the same level. That means every level must be filled, and every internal node have 2 children. So now here, if you observe here, 18 is my parent and 15 and 30 both are the leaf nodes. So it is a perfect binary tree, as well as it is also called full binary tree. Both are correct. Next, what is the disadvantage of using array representation for binary tree? Remember, binary tree can be represented using array, but there is a disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? This is array is having a fixed size. Fixed size means what? Which cannot grow, which you cannot enhance. That is the main disadvantage. If at all it is flexible, then there is no problem at all. But array is what? Static. It's a fixed size. Array is static. So if it is a static, you cannot add extra element or you cannot remove any element from the tree. So as the tree comes under your dynamic, so for dynamic data structure, arrays are not at all suitable because of its fixed size. Because of its fixed size. Next question. What is breadth first traversal? Breadth first traversal, or also known as level order traversal, is also useful to traverse the data level by level. Breadth first traversal is also known as level order traversal. It is a traversal strategy used in binary tree. It involves the visiting all the nodes level by level. Now if you observe here, 1 is my root node, 2 and 3 are my 2 more child nodes of 1, and 4 and 5 are the child node of 2. So that means if I traverse level by level, first I will get 1, first level, then 2 and 3, then I will get 4 and 5, 4 and 5. So level by level you can traverse. So this is the level order traversal of this tree. For example, they may give like this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Assume this is a given tree. In this given tree, how many nodes are there? There are 7 nodes. Now they may ask a question, what is the level order traversal for this tree? So when I say level order traversal, first what you have to do? First you have to print level by level. First level A, okay. Next level B and C, okay. Next level, because this is the 0th level, this is the first level, and this is the second level. So in the second level, the values are D, E, F, G. So D, E, F, G. This is the level order traversal for this tree. So display level by level for the level order traversal. I think it's clear. Next, what is the depth first traversal? If you observe here, depth first traversal. Depth first traversal is a recursive algorithm that uses the idea of backtracking. It will allow you to traverse in a complete depth, and it involves the exhaustive search of all the nodes going ahead, if possible, else by backtracking. Please observe this one. This is the depth first search. In the case of depth first search, you have to set the element. Where in the case of depth first traversal, you have to traverse all the nodes. So when I say traversal, you can traverse all the nodes in a depth order, which is internally using one more data structure, that is stack. So that is depth first traversal will be using a stack data structure to traverse. Now if you observe here, the DFS tree, first 1 is coming, then 2 is coming, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. So this is the way the traversal order comes. That means first 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. This is the traversal order of the tree. If I follow D, F, T, depth first traversal. Same tree also you can traverse to BFS also. So in the BFS traversal, first 1, then 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8. Here it will be using one more data structure called queue. Sometimes they may ask a question, which additional data structures are used by DFS? Then you should say stack. Or they may ask a question, which data structure is additional use for BFS, breadth first search? Then you should say queue. Okay. Next, what are the depth first traversal? How you can traverse? There are 3 standard techniques are there. You can use pre-order traversal technique, you can use in-order traversal, or you can use post-order traversal. For this tree, if I follow pre-order, pre-order means first root, then left, and then right. So first root 1, then left, then after coming to this, again root 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, then right. So 3. So this is the pre-order traversal. Similarly, if they ask in-order traversal, in-order says first left, then root, and then right. So here first left tree. For this left tree, left, root, right. That means 4, 2, 5. 4, 2, 5 are my left tree. Then root 1, and then right. Right is 3. So this way you can traverse. Similarly, if I follow post order traversal for this given tree, post order says first left, then right, and then root. So root will be visited last. So 4, 5, 2. This is my left subtree is this order. Then right subtree 3, and then root. So root will be last one. So this is the post order traversal for this given tree. So this way you can traverse for the depth first traversal. Next, they may ask a question, how many orders of traversal can be applied to a binary tree? A binary tree can be traversed by 3 ways, either in-order traversal, or pre-order traversal, or post-order traversal. Generally, these are the 3 standard. Of course, one more extra is there, that is also level order traversal, but these 3 are the standard traversal for a binary tree. In order says first left, then root, and then right. A pre-order says first root, then left, and then right. And post-order says left, right, and then root. So this is the way you have to follow. Now if you observe this tree, they may ask sometime the question, for this given tree, what is the pre-order, or what is the in-order, or what is the post-order. Now first you will see the in-order traversal. The in-order says first to go to left. For left, 4, 10, 12, 4, 10, 12, 18, 22, sorry, left, and then root. Root is how much? 5. And then right, 18, 22, and 24. So this is the right tree. After finishing left tree, then you have to go to root. Root is 25. Then right, 31, 35, 44. Then 50. 66, 70, and 90. So this is the way you can traverse. So by seeing the tree, you can traverse. Similarly, pre-order traversal for this. The pre-order says first root. So root means first 25. Then come to left subtree. So in the left subtree, 4, 12, 10. So the pre-order says first 2. In this tree, my 15 is the root, and then 10, 4, 12, 10, 4, 12. Then here 22, 18, and 14. So this is the left subtree's pre-order traversal. Similarly, for right subtree also, you can observe here first 50, root, then left subtree. In the left subtree, 35, 31, 44, 35, 41, 34. And for the right subtree, again root and 70, 66, 90. So this is the right subtree's period. Similarly, post order for this tree. Same way, in the post order, the order is what? Left, right, and then root. So root will come last. That means this 25 will come last. So again apply the same technique for left subtree as well as apply same technique for right subtree. First apply for left subtree. So left, right, and then root. 4, 12, and 10 left subtree. 18, 24, and 22, and then 25, and then 15. So this again for right subtree, 31, 44, and 35, and for this 66, 90, and 70, and then 50. So this is the way you can answer it. Next, they may ask a question: what is a graph? A graph is a nonlinear data structure consisting of nodes and edges. The nodes are sometimes referred to as a vertices, and those edges or lines or arcs connect any two nodes in the graph. So a graph consists of finite set of vertices or nodes or set of edges which is connecting a pair of nodes. Or you can say a graph is a collection of vertices and edges. You can write this way also. A graph is a collection of vertices and edges. So here 0 is one vertex, 1 is one vertex, 2 is vertex, 4 is vertex, and 3 is vertex. Whereas this is one edge E1, this is one edge E2. Edge means which is connecting two vertices. So here edge 1, edge 2, edge 3, edge 4, edge 5, edge 6. So there are 6 edges and 5 vertices. So this graph consists of 5 vertices and 6 edges. So in a simple form you can write like this also. This is the simple definition. Next, they may ask, define a minimum spanning tree. Then how will you define? A minimum spanning tree is also called minimum weight spanning tree. Is a subset of the edges connected and edge weighted undirected graph that connects all vertices together. Without any cycle and with the minimum possible total weight. So from a graph you would find a minimum spanning tree with minimum weight, which will be connecting all the vertices with the minimum weights. So as you see the definition, the minimum weight spanning tree is a subset of edges of a connected and edge-weighted undirected graph that connects all the vertices together without any cycles and with the minimum possible total weight. Now if you observe this graph, this is a graph but having lot of cycles. So when I say minimum spanning tree, there is no cycle. Remember the word no cycle. If cycle is there, then that become a graph. Whereas in the case of tree, there is no cycle at all. So for a minimum spanning tree, no cycle. Now if you observe here, there is no cycle, but it is not a minimum. It is a only spanning tree. 2, 3, this. Now if you 3, 2, 5, 5, 3, 8, 8, 5, 13. So here the weight of this tree is 13. So it is connecting all the nodes, but it is not a minimum. So it is simply a spanning tree. Whereas if you observe this third one, this is first one, this is second one, and this is third one. If you observe third one, 5 nodes are connected, but the weights are 1, 1, 2, 3. So 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 3, 7. So totally 7. So it is a minimum spanning tree as well as no cycle. So this is a minimum spanning tree with a minimum weight. Of course, the name indicates minimum means it should have minimum weight. Spanning means it has to touch all the nodes. And tree means no cycle at all. So from the definition itself, or in the definition you can say a minimum spanning tree is a tree where there is no cycle at all with connecting all the nodes with minimum weight. It will be connecting all the nodes with the minimum weight. Next, list out the application of the minimum spanning tree. Where exactly minimum spanning trees are used? Networking of computers in the lab or minimizing the length of the wire. So generally to interconnect all the computers in a computer lab, there you can use the minimum spanning tree concept because it has to communicate with all the nodes with the minimum cost. Similarly, your telephone exchange also uses the minimum spanning tree concept. Similarly, it provides a reasonable way for clustering points in a space into natural groups. So in a natural group also, you can use the minimum spanning tree concept. So these are the various areas where the minimum spanning tree concept is useful. Next, what are the different ways a graph can be represented? A graph can be represented generally by 3 ways. One is adjacency list, second is adjacency matrix, third one is incidence matrix. So when a graph is given, the graph can be represented in 3 ways. So most of the time in exam they may ask a question, what are the 3 ways exist to represent the graph? Then you should say, first one is adjacency list, second one is adjacency matrix, third one is incidence matrix. See, this is a given graph. V1, V2, V3, V4. That means 4 vertices are there. And E14, that means connecting vertex 1 and 4 vertex. E24 connecting 2 and 4. E43 connecting 4 and 3. E32 connecting 3 and 2. E21 connecting 2 and 1. That means I am having how many edges? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 edges are there and 4 vertices are there. For this graph, and this graph is a directed graph because direction is specified. So it is a directed graph. This graph you can represent through either adjacency list or incidence matrix, as well as you can represent through even adjacency matrix also. See, for this graph, first you can represent through adjacency list. V1, V2, V3, V4 are the list of vertices. V1 is connected to V4. So V1 is connected to V4. So in the adjacency list, you have to specify which nodes are connecting to V1. Next, V2. V2 is connecting to where? V2 is connecting to V4 only. So V2 is connecting to even V1 also. So V1 and V4. So V2 is not connecting to V3. So don't write V3 here. Similarly, V3 is connecting to V2 only. So V2 only. V4 is connecting to V3. So V3 only. If nothing is there, put a null. This is the representation using adjacency list. Now same graph you can represent to incidence matrix. In the incidence matrix, you can specify between the vertex and edges. So this side you are having edges and this side your vertices. Now, which vertex is linked with which edge? Now, V1 is linked with the vertex B1 linked with E14. So, E14. 1. Similarly, V1, there is no E21. E21. That means it is representing -1. -1 means undirected, because in the reverse direction. Of course, you can write even 0 also. But the -1 says that there is a edge, but you do not have the direction. Similarly, V2. V2 is linked with E24. V2 is linked with E24. So, 1 here. V2 is linked with E21. So, here 1. Whereas, V2 is linked with V3 also, but it is undirected. Means reverse direction. So, write -1. If it is reverse direction, you can write even -1. And remaining 1, put zeros. So, whichever edges are not connected at all to that vertex, put 0. If there is a connectivity exists, directed, then write 1. If it is reverse direction, put -1. Similarly, V3. V3 is connected to V4, not directly. So, put -1. V3 is connected to E21, no, 0. V2 is connected to E24 in the reverse direction, put -1. And V4 is connected to E32, so no, 0. And V4 is connected to E43, yes, connected. So, E43. V4 is connected to E43. So, I write 1. Similarly, even you can write the adjacency matrix for this. V1, V2, V3 and V4. Connected with V1, V2, V3, V4. If there is a connectivity exists, directly write 1. If there is no connectivity, then write 0. V1 to V1, there is no direct connectivity, so put 0. V1 to V2, V1 to V2, there is no direct connectivity, put 0. V1 to V3, V1 to V3, no connectivity directly, so write 0. V1 to V4, yeah, there is a directive, so write 1 here. So, in the adjacency matrix, this is the adjacency matrix. So, you can write this way. V2 to V1, V2 to V1, yes, there is a connectivity exists. So, write here 1. V2 to V2, no connectivity, 0. V2 to V3, there is a connectivity, no connectivity, so 0. V2 to V4, V2 to V4 exists, so write 1. So, wherever there is a connectivity, put 1. And wherever there is no connectivity, write 0. Similarly, V3. V3 to V2. V3 to V2 is there. So, write 1. And V2 is nowhere connected. So, put remaining zeros. Similarly, V4. V4 is connected to only V3. V4 is connected to V3 only. So, write 1. And remaining are not connected. So, put zeros. So, wherever there is a connectivity, you write 1. If there is no connectivity, so, V1 to V4, V1 to V4, 1, V2 to V1, V2 to V1, 1. So, this is a way of representing the graph using adjacency matrix. Similarly, another example also. You see the adjacency matrix for this graph. A, B, C, D, E. Now, if you observe here, A to A, no, so 0. A to B, there is a connectivity, 1. A to C, connectivity exists, right? Because these are undirected graph. In the undirected graph, A to C is there as well as C to A is there. So, in both places, you have to write 1. And A to D, there is a connectivity, so write 1. A to E, no connectivity, 0. Similarly, B to A connectivity exists. B to B, no connectivity. B to C, no connectivity. B to D, there is a connectivity. So, B to E, there is a connectivity. So, you can represent like this. If you observe here D to A connectivity, D to B, D to C, D to D and D to E. All nodes are interconnected because D is connected to, this is called loop. This is called loop. Whenever the same node is starting point and same node is ending point, that arc is called loop. So, here you found 5 ones. That means it is connected to all the nodes. Similarly, E to B, E to D. E to B and E to D, and remaining are not connected, put zeros. So, this is the way you can represent the adjacency matrix. Similarly, they may ask a question. In a binary tree, if the tree has n leaf nodes, then the number of nodes of degree 2 in the tree is as. What is the question? In a binary tree, if there are n leaf nodes are there. For example, A, B, C, D, and E, and F, and G. So how many leaf nodes are there? There are 4 leaf nodes. 4 leaf nodes. Now the question is, if there are n leaf nodes, how many nodes having degree of 2? Degree of 2 means what? The node having 2 child. So here A is having 2 child, B and C. B is having 2 child, D and F. C is having 2 child, F and G. That means how many? 2 node child. 2 nodes are 3. That means if there are 4 leaf nodes and there will be 1 less than the number of leaf nodes. So 2 child nodes will be always 1 less. So that means answer will be B. So remember, in this type of question, wherever T has a n leaf nodes, the number of nodes with the degree of 2 is dash. So answer is n minus 1. That means 2 child nodes are always n minus 1. Next, they may ask another question. Which of the following sequence denote the post-order traversal for the given tree? If the tree is given, what is the post-order traversal? Post-order traversal says, means what? The A will be always coming last because left, right, and the root. So the root will be coming last. So first you come to left and then right and then root. Again in this tree, the B should come last. So A will be last. So here first Q, then no right, C, then D, then B, then F, E, then your A. So here, okay, G is C, D, B, F, E, A. So this is the answer. So most of the time they will ask this type. They will give a tree and they will ask what is the corresponding post-order traversal. And this is the question asked in the GATE exam also. So you must be ready for your future GATE exam also. Next question. They may ask a question. A binary search tree is generated by inserting in order of the following integers. These integers are given set of numbers. Then the number of nodes in the left subtree and the right subtree of the root respectively is dash. So that means after constructing a binary search tree, how many will be in the left side and how many will be in the right side. So this is the given question. So first of all, how will you answer this? Question is what? After constructing the binary search tree, how many nodes will be in the left subtree and how many nodes will be in the right subtree? And they are given the 4 options. So whenever this type of question comes, how will you answer? First of all, you have to construct a binary search tree. So 50 is the starting date node. Then 15. 15 is left side because binary search tree says left side data must be less than parent. And then 62. 62 is greater than parent. So 62 will be right side. Then 5. 5 is left of 15 because 5 is less than 50 and less than 15. Then 20. 20 is less than 50 but greater than 15. 20 will be right of this. Then 58. 58 is greater than 50 but less than 62. So 58 will be here. Then 91. 91 is greater than 50 but greater than 62. So 91 will be right of 62. Then 3. 3 is left of 50, left of 15, left of 3. So based on the value, you have to decide in which side the data should go. If it is less, go left side. If it is greater, go right side. Similarly, 8. 8 is less than 50, less than 15, but greater than 5. So here, right. Then 37. 37 means what? Less than 50, greater than 15, greater than 20. So 37 will be right side. And then 60. 60 is what? Greater than 50, but less than 62, but greater than 58. So right of 58. Then 24. 24 is less than 50, greater than 15, greater than 20, but less than 30, 24. So this is the final binary search tree. But the question is what? How many nodes on the left subtree and how many right subtree? So 50 is my root. So this is my left subtree and this is my right subtree. So in the right subtree, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. This is right. And left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means 7. So answer is B. So this is the correct answer. So most of the time, even in the GATE exam, they will asking this type of question. And this was the question asked in the GATE 96. Sometime in your coming examination also, they may ask this type of question to you. Next question, they may ask, a binary search tree contain the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The tree is traversed in pre-order and the values are printed out. Which of the following sequence is valid output? A binary search tree given and traversed in pre-order and the values are printed out, and which of the sequence is valid output? What values are given? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And tree is traversed in pre-order. The values are printed out. If I traverse with the pre-order form, so what is the valid output? So the pre-order value will be, option is 5, 3. The tree is traversed in the pre-order form and the values are printed out. And which of the following sequence is valid output? Which is valid output? So the valid output will be the 5, 3, 1, 2, 4, 4, 7, 6, 8. Because if by taking this you can construct a tree. Because my in order is given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the pre-order is given how much? 5, 3, 1, 2, 4, 7, 6, 8. So if you observe here, because this is a pre-order. Pre-order means the root will always come front. So 5 is the root. If 5 is the root, remaining will be the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here 3, 1, 2, 4. 3, 1, 2, 4. Similarly here 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. 7, 6, 8. Here the pre-order 3 is the root. If 3 is the root, left will be 1 and 2 and right will be 4. Similarly here 7 is the root, 6 is left and 6 and 8. So that means if I take this, I can construct a binary search tree properly, whereas the remaining are not possible. Fine. If you observe here 3, 1, 2, 4, 7. 3, 1, 2, 4. 7, 8, 6, not possible. 3, 1, 2, 6, 4, 8, 7, not possible. And 3, 2, 4, 1 and 6, 7, 8, not possible. So this is the best answer for this. Because if I take this one, similarly here 3, 1, 2. So 1 is the root, 2 will be right. Similarly 4. Here 6 and 8. Here 7 and 8. So 7, 6, 8 as well as this is 6, 7. 7. If 7 is the root, 6 will be the left and right will be the right of this. So that means we are able to construct the tree easily by option D. Next. Suppose the numbers 7, 5, 1, 8, 3, 6, 0, 9, 4, 2 inserted in the order into an initially empty binary search tree. The binary search tree uses the usual ordering of natural numbers. What is the in-order traversal? Remember, when I say binary search tree always follows the order. Left, root and then right. And left is always smaller than the parent and right is always greater than the parent. So if I follow this way, left, right, root, then always we will be getting in a increasing order. So here the given question is what? What is the in-order traversal they are asking? So when I say in-order traversal for a binary search tree, always the output will be in a increasing order. Now if you observe these 4 options, which is the increasing order? First one is not. Second one, no. Third one, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it is in all increasing order. Whereas this is in a decreasing order, so it is a no. So answer is C. So whenever this type of question comes, simply blindly you can say C. Because binary search tree in-order traversal is always in a increasing order. Similarly, the following numbers are inserted into empty binary search tree in the given order 10, 1, 2, this. What is the height of the binary search tree? So, if the tree is given, what is the height? Now, 10 is my root, 1 is left side, 3 is right of 1, and 5 right of 5, and 15 right of 15 means right of 10, and 12 is 10's right but 15's left, and 16 15's right. So now the question is what is the height of the binary search tree? Height of binary search tree. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So the lowest leaf where exact is there, that level you would write. So the lowest level is at 3rd level. So answer is B. So most of the time they will ask this type of question in the exam. And this question was asked in GATE 2007. So height is 3. Similarly, they may ask a question. What is the maximum number of binary tree that can be formed with 3 unlabeled nodes? And remember, whenever this type of question comes, there is a simple formula. You can apply this. 2NCN divided by n plus 1 formula. Now question is what? How many trees you can construct from a given 3 unlabeled nodes? So here n equal 3. So 2 3s are 6. 6 3 divided by 4. So that means here how much? 6 factorial by 3 factorial into 3 factorial into 4. So it is nothing but, if you divide, 3 factorial gone. Again 4 5 6. 4 4 gone. And 3 factorial means 6 gone. So answer is 5. So answer is 5. So that means you can construct 5 tree. How it is 5 tree? If you observe here, assume, because the question is unlabeled node. This is one node, this is one node, and this is one node. This is one way of constructing the tree. Or you can construct the tree in this way. This is the first, this is the second. First one, second one. Third one, you can construct in this way. 0 and construct 0. This way also you can do. Or you can do like this. Right, right, right. This is also another way. Because 3 nodes. Your question is 3 nodes. Or you can say 0, 0. That means the 3 nodes can be repeated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the question is how many ways you can construct. So answer is 5. Answer is B. So this way you can answer. So remember, this is the simple formula to calculate this. But the formula 2NCN divided by n plus 1. N is nothing but number of nodes. So if I having n number of nodes, you can construct this many binary trees. Next question. The in-order and periodic traversal of this is respectively. The post-order traversal of the binary tree is how much? Now, the in-order and periodic traversal is given below. In-order is given. This is in-order and this is a pre-order. By taking these two, now you will find out the post-order traversal. So, by taking this, you can construct a binary tree. After constructing binary tree, I think you know how to construct binary tree. Because from pre-order, first one will be always the root. So, A will be the root always. And remaining you have to decide which is left and which is right. Once the tree is constructed, then you can construct the post-order traversal. So, post-order says DEB, FGC, FGC and A. So, A is the correct answer. So, most of the time they will ask what is the post-order by taking this in-order and pre-order. So, first I construct a tree. Then after construction of a tree, then you can answer it. Next. They may ask a question. A binary tree has 20 leaves. Binary tree has 20 leaves. Then the number of nodes in the tree having 2 children is dash. So how many 2 children nodes are there? So there is a simple formula, n minus 1 formula. If there are 20 leaves, if there are n leaves, in that case, how many 2 children nodes are there? In that case, answer is n minus 1. N minus 1. Here n is 20. So n minus 1 is how much? 19. So answer is 90. Answer is 90. Thank you. So this is the way you can answer.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.